Literally, Bitcoin has risen and taken out all the liquidity that I specifically said we were going to take. And guess what? When I told you guys that Bitcoin was going to rise, I analyzed this based off of a technical standpoint. I see people talking about Bitcoin and Bitcoin's going to crash. I said that Bitcoin was going to rise. I'm not saying we're rising to 100, okay, 100K. I'm not saying that. What I am saying though is that Bitcoin's going to rise, at least for the short term. For me, I'd identified 3 areas of liquidity. Here, we had equal highs here. We had another one here. I'm not going to draw it up because these ones are really close. We had the final one here. This is the all-time highs. And so I told you guys when Bitcoin was dropping down, we're going to go to a lower time frame, well, to a lower time frame than this. I told you guys when Bitcoin's dropping down, I'm getting involved in Bitcoin now. I told you guys I'm getting involved. I took a screenshot and I sent it to you guys and told you guys I'm investing a little bit into Bitcoin. It doesn't have to be nothing crazy. But even if you just said, let me just watch this thing, then you guys would have seen what happened. Let's run this up now. So what did we say last time? Let's go to the daily time frame. You can see here, what I've done is I've identified the highest point, the wicks, my down close candle, and don't forget I started from the wicks and take it all the way down to the lowest point. But where I expect Bitcoin to be most responsive was nearabouts the high and open of this candlestick right here, the short-term high, which is here. This wick, I expected Bitcoin to be very, very sensitive around there, and this is what we got. We got the drop down into it. Let's go to the daily time frame. We got the drop down into it here, and this is what I said: get involved in Bitcoin. It dropped just a little bit, and then boom, and now we're taking out all of that liquidity. I gave you guys the specific reason why I expect Bitcoin to be where it is. Well, I told you guys that this is just an accumulation phase where prices are accumulating orders. We've been taking out all the sell stops, all the sell side liquidity here, here, and now it's time to start going for the buy stops, which was on top. If we know that price is drawn towards the money, and whilst price was accumulating, all the money that was resting beneath all of these lows have been taken, where is the money? The money is on top. The money is above. And so this is why I expect the price to start running higher. And we know if smart money are in from the lows, they're most likely going to offload their positions at the highs. They need to literally give their positions away. And who do you give it to? You give it away to buy stops. Because if you're in a trade, in a buy, and you want to close your buy, price needs to run above these highs, activate buy stops. The way I kind of see it is like this. I see it like you're in a trade, you're in a buy, and you're looking for who wants to take my buy further, who wants to continue rallying higher. But it's not going to be on the sell side. The sell side has no buy stops. It's the buy side on top that has the buy stops. So you go ahead and target those buy stops. You give off the position to them. Not necessarily all of them. It could be some of your positions that you close out, but you might want to keep the rest. But in this scenario, look, we've targeted the buy stops. There's going to be multiple people thinking up here there was some kind of support and resistance zone. And so look what happened. Price came here. We responded. So everyone thought, oh, this must be a drop. We're going to be dropping back down to the downside again. Nope. We burnt through those highs. After initial drop down, nearabouts to where I told you to buy again. After another drop down, and then we went. This is the good thing as well. When price starts selling off from here on the daily time frame, these are very strong sell signals to people that trade retail concepts. They think that this is a rejection from this area and price should continue to drop. And when they least expected it, when people least expected it, what happened? It had one buy candle, then boom, straight up. One day to run out all that money. Look at this. It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, around a whole week in here. It took a whole week in here, guys. One whole week in here. And then in one day, we took out every single seller that was selling from here. So look, Bitcoin is very bullish. Let's go back up the time frame. And you can just see here, look, let's just zoom in. We expand higher, we go sideways, then we expand higher, sideways, expand higher, sideways, expand higher, massive sideways, massive consolidation or accumulation. And now I'm expecting a massive move to the upside. That's exactly what I'm expecting. I'm expecting price to get to at least 80,000. We've been accumulating for so long. I'm expecting a very decent buy, a very big push to the upside. I told you guys I'm buying Bitcoin. I told you guys on Instagram. I told you guys in my, I believe I told you in the YouTube community tab. I'm not too sure now. I can't remember. But I definitely dropped a video on YouTube. At least for the short term, we're going to be rising. I'm not going to be too jumpy. I'm going to be waiting for next week to play out. If you guys want to see more about crypto on this channel, you guys need to let me know. Bitcoin hits new all-time highs as Trump takes the presidency. You guys know about what's going on in the US. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF overtakes its gold ETF. We're going to quickly make sense of this real quick so you guys can understand what's going on. So it says here, according to Crypto Briefing, BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust, which is IBIT, has surpassed its gold ETF counterpart, the iShares Gold Trust IAU. So in other words, IBIT, which is BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin, surpassed BlackRock's iShares Gold Trust in assets under management. So that means the amount of people that have invested into IBIT, which is BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust, is more now than BlackRock's iShares Gold Trust. So the Bitcoin Trust has amassed around 33.1 billion in assets under management, overtaking Gold's Trust for BlackRock, which holds $32.9 billion worth of assets. That's huge, guys. Bitcoin's going up. Launched in the early 2024, accumulated more than 10 billion in assets within its first 2 months, a milestone that took the first gold ETF approximately 2 years. The trust for Bitcoin got to $10 billion in its first 2 months, whereas the trust for gold, it took it 2 years. They're talking about how Bitcoin's going to rise from a fundamental standpoint. I've analyzed it from a technical standpoint. We're in line with each other right now. When the fundamentals line up with the technicals, then everything should normally be Gucci from there. But you don't have to go all crazy. I've invested into Bitcoin and I'm not pulling out anytime soon. Let's go ahead and look at some other crypto actually. I've not looked at these cryptos yet, but we're just going to have a quick look at these cryptos. This is Ethereum. Let's go ahead and look at Ethereum. Let's see if we can make sense of what's going on with Ethereum. What catches my eye straight away are these highs right here. There's going to be money up here. There's going to be money above all these highs. So right here, you can see there was money beneath this low. We came down. We took out this low. You see that? All that money, all that trading beneath here was taking out the low. All of this, you see all of this? The wicks are doing the damage, taking out all kinds of liquidity. We accumulate beneath a low. We go sideways beneath a low here. And after accumulation should be a expansion. So in other words, it should expand lower. But if you see price expanding higher, it means price is now turning around. When price was selling off, if smart money in from the highs, they need to take it to where? Sell stops. Whereas the sell stops beneath this low. Beneath these lows. These are relative equal lows. So that means this is telling you that there's liquidity beneath here. And where else is there money? There's also money beneath these lows. We've run out that liquidity. You need to begin to become comfortable with getting into trades or investments when we're beneath old lows. This is an old low. We're beneath it and price is now rising. I will be expecting Ethereum to be running out both these highs. But I need to wait for the week to close, at least 1 more week. Before I start thinking price is going to be dropping to the downside, I need to wait for at least one to 2 more weeks. But for now, I'm bullish on Ethereum too, because we've already taken out the money on the sell side. If price is drawn towards the money, ask yourself, where's the money? The money is now above this high and above this high right here. And now, how does that look in the grand scheme of things? Let's go to the monthly time frame. On a monthly time frame, we could be seeing Ethereum shoot to the highs. But don't forget, I'm not going to be confident in this yet. For me to think these highs are going to be taken, these highs, I need to wait for the month to close. If you guys want to update this every week, what I'm thinking about from a technical standpoint, if you guys want to update, then let me know. I will update you guys. For me to think up here and potentially up here, I need to wait for the month to close. Now, let's go to the weekly time frame. Let's see what we can look on the weekly. I'm bullish on Ethereum. So what would I be expecting? For next week, I expect a little drop. It might potentially create a fair value gap. If you guys don't know what that is, at all times there has to be buying and selling, even trading. But the moment price does something like this, where it just explodes higher. This is the candlestick we're looking at. We're looking at the candlestick to the left and to the right of it now. When those wicks aren't touching each other, that means there's a fair value gap there. Or in other words, an inefficiency in the markets or an imbalance. And what would happen is price would drop down into this area, fill it in like it's done here, and then look to either rise and go about its business if we are going to continue to be bullish. And when I'm referring to this is you can see this candlestick has been created. Next week could come in and close higher again. That means there's a fair value gap in here, which is often a good sign. You want to see that because who really moves the markets? The banks are moving the markets. If the banks are in control, it's only the banks who can move the markets and create these massive moves. Hence why, if the bank's involved, you better make sure you're involved too. So yeah, I'm expecting price to be bullish. So a small little drop into this area here. I'll just go ahead and mark up the area now. There we go. Just a small little drop into this area here would be a nice opportunity for price to be bullish from here. Put it that way. Any kind of drop down into this area here, I'll be looking to be bullish on Ethereum and expecting price to run out these highs. This is my first target. Up here is my second target. If you guys want to get involved into crypto, you can go ahead and use the link in my description. It is an affiliate link for Kraken. Kraken is a place where you can buy, sell, and learn more about crypto. I've used them for years and I'm completely satisfied with them. But anyway, if you want to know more about crypto from a technical standpoint with a piece of that fundamentals just dropped in there too, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be dropping regular updates to keep you guys informed.